All right, so this is once you're done with your drawing and you're ready to publish this thing, one thing that you can do, by the way, is use that design center and go find your drawing that you did your title blocks in. Oh my gosh, what is all of this? A fuller.
Yeah, the toolpath thing's cool, and you'd have to hunt and peck over here.
Yeah, oh, I know, this is what's great about having that tool palette. 2419 layouts and title blocks. Okay, actually, you can go to that title blocks drawing, and if you look into your layouts, you made a mechanical layout and you made an architectural layout. So as long as you know that those are good, you might wait a little while for this step so that I can grade it and get it back to you so you know that it's good. You can drag and drop that mechanical layout into here. Whoa, what happened?
Your block doesn't work.
There's something wrong with my block. Yours will work. We'll pretend that didn't. Ta-da! It worked. I'll edit that part out of the clip. No. But anyway, you should be able to drag and drop your mechanical layout straight into here, and then it'll have the border, it'll have the title block, it'll be the page setup that you need. It's totally done. All you're just going to have to do is come in here and set up your scale. And we did talk earlier about the scale. It's like random-o, whatever, you're just going to come in here and get it to look good, get it to fit the page. Whatever that is, just lock it. And when we're filling this out, you're going to put NTS for not to scale. So when it's time to publish this thing, though, from here for the rest of the semester, everything that we're going to submit is going to be a DWF. That's a drawing web format. DWF is ideal for sharing files. Let's say you get contract work and you need to send a file to somebody to have it marked up. Do not send them your DWG until they've paid you and said, I'm paying you and I want to own the original file. Then you submit them your DWG. Otherwise, send them a PDF or send them a DWF. That way they don't own your original file, because it's sad, but I have heard of it happening to students where they're like, oh, I want to hire a student.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, send me the DWG. Haha, sucker. They don't pay. It's like, it's awful. So you really need to protect yourself. Another good thing about the DWF file, we'll see, I'm going to show you how to mark it up and everything, but if you have a website, and so a lot of people do online portfolios nowadays. You have a website with a portfolio, don't put your DWGs out there, like anybody can take that from you. So you're going to do a DWF or a PDF nowadays, but y'all know what a PDF is. Like, I think we probably all used a PDF. It's just an electronic copy of your file. The DWF is super awesome because it actually is an AutoCAD file. So you'll see what you can do with it. Well, I'll show you. So when it comes time, you're going to go to Output, and you're going to export DWF. Don't do DWFX, just regular old DWF. You're going to tell it where you want to save it. So you'll put it into your Unit 2 folder, and we'll be op-amp schematic.dwf. That's good. You have this option in here to open in viewer when done. Please, please, please check that, because what you don't want to have happen is, oh, well, I made a PDF and I'm just going to send it to Ashley, and oh, I'm not even going to open it and look at it. And this happens a lot. I'll get one and it's like your walls layer was turned off and you didn't realize it, or something was set to no plot. You didn't realize it. And you would never walk over to a printer and just like not look at it like this and just hand it in to your instructor or to your client or to whoever. You're going to look at it before you submit it. So I really want you to check this. I'm going to say save. It's going to take a little moment. It opens up in Design Review. Design Review is for free, so you can download that on Autodesk's website. But look, it's a electronic copy of this drawing. I cannot access it. I can't touch your lines. It's just like viewing a PDF. There are a few things that I can do in here. I can click in layers. I can turn off the border. I can turn off the circuit. Ooh, there were some lines that weren't drawn on the circuit. Symbols. Ooh, there are some symbols that weren't drawn on the symbols layer. That's secretly why that drawing has things not on the right layer, is so that I can show you what it looks like when things aren't on the right layer. But anyway, so I'm going to come in here and you're going to send me this DWF. That's all you have to do is you're going to say output, export, DWF. You're going to open it up, look at it. You're going to send it to me. I'm going to open it up, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark it up. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say I won't really say that. Anyway, joking, and then but I can mark it up. You'll see I'll just kind of draw a little bubble around it. I'll type it in. Trust me, you don't want my handwriting chicken scratch all over your thing. This is much clearer for you to read. In 1405, I'm like, and then I get to have like so much stuff on it. My handwriting starting, like my hand cramps. So another thing that I can do is come in here and type text. Plot and monochrome, or whatever notes I need to say to you. There is a freehand tool, and while it's cute, I'm not actually going to use that tool. I did have an instructor one time, back when other people used to teach this class too. We used to have as many sessions of this as we did 1405 back in the day. It was required for all the degree plans back then. But somebody came up to me and they were asking a question. They weren't my student. They were someone else's student, and their instructor did this. You know, it looked like a kindergartner graded their paper. So I was like, oh, let me just pull you to the side and tell you about this text command. It's much better. Anyway, so I'll put whatever markups I need to. If there's like a line maybe that's missing, I've got a line command in here, so I could draw a line that'll just snap from here to here. I've also got a measure command, so I can actually check the length. So you know how this is supposed to be on a 2-inch grid? I can click from here to here and see this was not drawn on a 2-inch grid. This is a really old drawing before we had the 2-inch grid. But I can actually measure. What's cool about this is it's measuring the actual inside of the drawing, and it's not, you know, if I had a 30-foot wall, it's not going to say it's 6 inches on my page. It's going to say it's 30 feet. So, Angela, do you want me to log you out, or are you about to leave?
No, I just need to stretch.
You just need to stand. Okay. So I can do all of this. If I end up drawing a line at all, what I'm going to do is I'll type in, I'll try to remember to say, you know, from Q1 to Q2 or something like that. I'm going to try to tell you what it is, because when you look at the markups, let me stretch this out a little bit. You can see all of my text, but when it's just lines, there's no text that's with it, so it's hard to find which one that one's talking about. So I'll put a little note down there for it. When it's done, I have these fabulous stamps I can use. Look at this, final. I would love to use, I've never used it. Go back and do this over again. I would love to put that on red lines, but I can't bring myself to do it, even jokingly. Anyway, so when it's done, I'm going to save it. I'm going to send it back to you on Blackboard. You're going to look at that. There's a couple of things, 3 things that you could really do here. One, you could print out this DWF. And if you want to, you can send it to the printer. If you like having a sheet of paper in front of you, you can do that. Another thing you can do is you can just pick it up, move it to your other monitor, and you can make your changes that way. But I want to teach you an even cooler thing to do. So I'm going to show you, when you get my DWF back that's had the markups in it, go back to your original drawing, save it, by the way. You're going to take it out of Blackboard and save it into your home directory. You're going to come back to your original drawing, and let's see, show menu bar. I'm going to get to it from a pull down menu. I forget where it is. Load markup set. I'll have to find it. It's in the ribbon somewhere. I forget where. But we're going to load markup set. and we're gonna go find it. Op amp, that's the DWF that I just saved. Okay. And what we can do is, now, look, it's got all of my markups right here. If I double click on the first one, look what happens. All of my markups are just overlaying yours. It's not actually really there. It's just kind of a visual representation. If I were to come in here, this is where you want to make sure your viewport's locked, because you don't want to mess up. You know, if your viewport isn't locked right now and you move something, they're not lined up anymore. So you do want to make sure your viewport's locked. But you can come in here and make all of these changes. You're like, oh yes, really? That is right. What was I thinking right there? You're right. So you can come in and make those changes. And then as you make the changes, check this out. Right click, markup status, done. Puts a little check mark next to it in this list. It's a sweet, sweet way to be able to keep track of which ones you've done. Markup status, done. You can also do it down here. Oops, markup status, done. If you have a question, there is this where you can put a question mark next to it. And you have a question, you can put your notes down here. Not sure what monochrome means, which would be silly because everything we do is a monochrome, but whatever. But I do want to say, well, that's a really cool feature to know about. If you have a question, ask me, because the second time you submit this, you're getting a grade. You don't want to submit it and not make changes and be like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, here, grade it, but I had a question about this. I'm right here. Come ask me. Shoot me an email. I don't know. Ask me that question in person. Anyway, so I'm going to just mark all of these as done, whatever, done. I'm not going to say anything about the stamps. I don't know that these can be, what that really means. Whatever. So I've marked them all done. I've got one question. And so what I can do from here is I can republish all sheets or markup sheets. All sheets would be everything. If you have multiple layouts, markup sheets or anything that was marked up. So if you, of 4 sheets, you only had one that was marked up, it would only do that one. But republish all sheets. I'm going to save it back in here, and I'm going to do this, and we'll call it final. It's processing in the background, so that's fine. We'll just sit and wait. You can see the little printer right here. Do you see how it's waiting? Did I forget? I don't remember if I checked on that one for it to open in design review.
I don't think you did.
It'll tell me when it's done, so it's still publishing. Oops, I said all sheets and it gave me mechanical. Whatever. Waiting for it. This is the boringest. Okay, there we go. I'm recording this and I'm just sitting here staring at the screen. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Now I can come in here and go to here, op amp. I'll open up final. I just want to show you what it'll look like when you send it back to me. Because I marked it done, see how it's yellow? It shows me that you saw that it's done. You can do it this way where you republish from that palette, or you can go and get a fresh one that is, you know, output, export, DWF. I'm fine with it either way because I have your original red line. So that's the way I grade. I'll pull your red line up over here and I'll pull your final up over here, and I just make sure that you made all of those changes. So you don't have to republish it this way. I just want to show you that that's there. So 3 ways that you can do that markup. You can print out my DWF, you can pull up my DWF on the other screen, or you can actually load it into AutoCAD and do it that way. But from here on out, for the rest of the semester, this is what we're going to be doing. And that's how I'm grading them electronically. Do you guys have any questions? All right.